About 2 pounds of beans covered in water. Let's bring them to a boil.
Welcome to the...
Here is the moment where I give you what I do versus what others may tell you what to do. I sanitize and heat my jars in the oven. Now with a pressure canner, you do not need to sanitize your jars. They just need to be cleaned in hot soapy water. The pressure canner is going to take care of anything that may have survived that process. Water bath canning, jars have to be sanitized. Anyway, the typical advice for sanitizing jars and heating them up to be prepared to be filled to be canned is to do it in your dishwasher, which I don't have, or to boil the jars on the stove. I have always heated my jars in the oven. The concern is that the dry heat of the oven may actually damage the integrity of the jar, which could cause it to explode in the canning process, which is obviously a bad thing. But I have been heating my jars this way for years, and I have used them over and over and over and over again, and I've never had a jar explode, so I feel like it's fine. You don't have to agree with me. If you have a dishwasher, if I had a dishwasher, I would definitely be doing it that way. I don't like boiling them on the stove because if I put a pot large enough on the stove to boil the jars, I then can't fit my pressure canner on the stove and have that ready with really hot water to put the jars into after they're filled. So it causes a big mess and kind of a backup, and it makes it take a lot longer to can, and with canning it's important to do things quickly and efficiently. So all that to say is I'm going to heat and sanitize my jars in the oven. If you have a dishwasher or a big enough stove that you can have a huge pot on it and your canner, then I would do it that way. If not, this is how I do it. Today I am canning pints. I like to can the pints because I can use them as individual serving soup sizes, perfect size for that. And I also have a lot of quarts in the pantry. Nice boil going. Been going for a couple minutes. Let's turn off the heat. We're just gonna let it sit just like that for an hour. We're going to dice up the carrots and going to dice up the meat to be ready to put in with the beans when the beans are ready, and we're going to get our canner ready to have some hot water in it. Let's go. It has been an hour and our beans are looking great. We're going to drain out the water and then put in some fresh water and add our carrots and ham. Bring it back to a boil, then simmer it for about 5 minutes, and we are ready to put it in jars. You want to add enough water to cover it back up. So I have about 2 pounds of beans in here, a pound of carrots, 2 slices of ham, and I added 3 quarts of water. Let's get it boiling. You actually do not need to boil the lids when you're pressure canning. You do need them, in my opinion, warmed up a little bit for a seal, though I have seen people just put them on cold. The warming up helps to soften the wax on the seal there. Okay, let's put our rings on. And then into your canner, you want the water in your canner hot but not boiling yet. We're not going to boil it until we put our lid on. If you have a large enough canner, this one actually has this, but you have a separate plate that can go on top, and you can actually pressure can 2 levels of pint jars. I am not going to do that today because I'm just making a small batch. Quickly, we're going to check the condition of our lid. The ring looks good. It's not brittle, nice and flexible, no cuts in the rubber. And then we look right underneath the light to make sure we can still see through the slit, that it's not blocked by hard water buildup. It looks great. I can see right through it. Onto the canner. Lock it down. I'm going to turn it around so I can actually see my gauge. Hi, baby. You finished? Okay. And then we're going to crank it up. We're going to get a nice boil. We're going to get steam coming out. We want the steam to come out for 10 minutes, and then we can lock it down and let the pressure build. We need 11 pounds pressure for 75 minutes for pints. If you're doing quarts, it needs to be 90 minutes. This is a meat product. You need to do the full canning time. No cheating.
No cheating.
That's right. No cheating. Okay, our canner is done, and I have let it cool down all the way. Do not mess with your canner until it is all the way down to 0. And even wait a little bit longer, just to be extra safe. Going to release all the pressure, let out that extra steam that's still in there. Now we can safely remove our lid. Be careful, there's still a lot of hot steam in there. Open it away from you so you don't burn your arms. And we can remove our jars. And that's it, all done. We'll let the jars cool down completely. That'll take a good 12 hours probably. I usually wait 24 hours, then I want to remove the rings for storage. Don't store your jars with the rings on it. It can create what's called a false seal, which means if you had one that went through your canner and did not seal properly, if you keep the ring on, you won't know, and then you'll eat that jar and get sick. So take the rings off, store them without the rings. If there's a bad seal, the lid will pop off in your pantry, and you'll know, gee, that jar is no good. I'm not going to eat it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We will catch you next time. Bye.